Today I'm going to show you some very simple hand lettering, and the reason is when you're using fake calligraphy and block lettering, you also need some lettering to break up the space. So I'm just going to show you lots of different versions of basic lettering, and in another video I'll show you how to put different fonts together. So the first font, one of my favorites, and it's just capital letters. I generally write all my basic lettering in capitals. So the next font I'm going to do for the word basic is just capital letters, and then I've thickened them up by going over it more than one time. One way you can vary your basic lettering is by thinking about where you put the crossbars and like your E's and your A's and that kind of thing. So for this one I'm going to put them all very high to make them look kind of tall and lean. So if you notice the E, instead of being in the middle, I've done it at the top part of the lettering. And you can do the same thing the opposite way around with all of the crossbars etc. at the bottom of the lettering, which gives another effect. So for the next style, I just start out like the normal basic lettering at the very top, and once I've written the word out, I then go back and thicken up all the straight lines on the left hand side of the words and just colour that in for another look. So I'm just gonna speed up the word lettering because I'm using the same technique for that. So for the next one, I'm going to start out like I did before, same technique, and then I'm going to go back and add little semicircles to the side. I've kind of added them a little too big for my liking, so I would have added them a little bit smaller if I did again, but this gives a nice fancy look. Again, for the next one, I'm using the same style. I'm fattening up the left hand straight side, and then what I'm going to do is go back and just do little dots all the way down instead of semicircles. Again, another really fun style. It looks kind of I don't know, cartoonish and quirky, so I quite like this one as well. You can make your dots really small. I've just touched the page with my pen, or you could make larger dots. It's up to you. Something else I like to do is to play around with the width of the lettering. So sometimes I'll write a small word but take up the whole Bible margin to do it. So all I do is I stretch out each of the letters. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to stretch out the letters, and then I'm just going to go around them a bit to make them bold. But I quite also like the thin stretched out letter look as well. So unfortunately the next part didn't record for some reason, but what I did for the next one is I first did some rectangles and then I added the rest of the letter to them afterwards. So I'll show you the rest of the word lettering. So you just draw a rectangle first, standing up, and then you make it into your letter. So that's a T. And yeah, so that's how you do that, and that's going to be the base for some different lettering styles that I'll show you. So the first thing I'm going to do when I've finished the rest of this word is for the word basic, I'm just going to go along and put dots in the little rectangles that I've created. Dots are really easy, but I really like the effect. So for the next one, instead of doing dots, I'm going to just do lines. So you can choose to do diagonal lines. I'll do that for a couple of them. And you can choose to do horizontal lines, which I'll show you for letters T and E. Basically, you can fill your letters, your rectangles of your letters with anything. I haven't done it yet, but I do want to try in a future entry filling them with little doodle drawings. That would be cool. But you can also leave them blank, like I have for ring, the end of the lettering. Here again, I'm writing out basic, like I usually do, with just capital letters. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and add little curly flourishes. So I'm just going to do a little swirl. You can do them at the top, the bottom, where it crosses over the letter, and just add little flourishes in, and that's a fun kind of curly look. For the next look again, I'm going to just write out lettering with the standard capital letters. And then after I've done that, I'm going to put lines on the top and bottom of each letter and just kind of join it into the main line to make it a kind of triangle. And that's just another effect you can get for a different style of lettering. So I'll just speed the rest of that word up. So although I have used capital letters in all of these examples, you don't have to. So another basic lettering technique is to use just regular lowercase letters. So what I like to do though is make the lowercase letters the same size. So you can see I've got a capital at the start, but I've still made the lowercase letters the same size because I kind of like some uniformity in my lettering. Like the capital letters, you can play around with where the letters have their cross parts, like the E. You can make it high, middle, or really low to give different effects as well. The next style is quite fun, using the same lowercase letters. It's called jumpy or bounce lettering, and you just kind of put them not on a straight line. So if you look at it, I still do have a straight line down the middle, so I have some up, some down, some up, some down. You don't even have to have them like that in a pattern like that. In the second word, lettering, I'm just doing them random, but they do give a fun jumpy kind of look. And lastly, you can just use your regular linking handwriting. Now I'm not too keen on my regular linking handwriting, which is why I like doing the fake calligraphy, but you can use it. It is an option out there. So as I said at the start of the video, these are very, very basic lettering techniques, but they look very, very good when you pair them up with some more fancy lettering techniques. So when you have maybe your plain lettering and then some block lettering, they look really good. And so if you had all block lettering or all fake calligraphy, it doesn't look as effective as if you mix it up a little. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this and this is the first lettering video you've seen, I suggest you go back and view the fake calligraphy lettering video and also the block lettering. Subscribe if you want to see more, and don't forget to comment how you go with these different styles.